NASCAR Heat Cup Series going to go on as according to plan. I was going to plan on doing this Sunday morning, so this morning, up until the race got postponed on Friday. According to plan to do this race, we'll be starting at the rear, no practice, no qualifying here. Going to start 38th in this race, try to go 5-0. I'm really sorry for starting this stream at 6:40. It is right now, so 6:40 Eastern Standard Time. And the reason I'm starting this about an hour 40 minutes, 40 minutes to an hour and 40 minutes later, is because the governor in the state of Ohio, I live in Northwest Ohio. I've been very vocal of that, and he's shutting down all bars and restaurants. I don't go to the bar. Okay, I'm not quite old enough to go to the bar, and I don't plan on drinking in the future, so that doesn't concern me. What concerns me is the fact that there are no restaurants. So me and my family, we stocked up on food, got back to the house, and here we are. So we are going to have a fun one nevertheless, and I am going to have some, I guess, gonna have videos on the weekly, especially starting tonight. I've been trying to advise myself a schedule for, oops, there we go. Okay, so yeah, trying to devise myself a schedule for every week, and it'll be a Monday through Sunday thing. I'll explain that more. Let's just get to racing at this point here. Skip the talking, talk about that later. Brad Keselowski on the pole, Ryan Truex, Matt Tifft both starting at the rear of the field, as are we, because we did not qualify. Got the steering wheel in this race once again. A little wore out from that Xfinity race at Watkins Glen about 3 or 4 hours ago, but let's see how we can do this right here, right now. Green flag in the air, and we are going to be underway on probably the second bumpiest racetrack on the circuit here, Auto Club Speedway. 60 laps in the opening stage of the race here. This can get crazy. Restarts here are already crazy as it is, of how wide the racetrack is, as we quickly go down to the inside. 3 wide, just trying to hold it right now as best we can in the corners. Still 3 wide on the bottom as our teammate Brad Keselowski has the lead, but a huge pack of cars here. This 2019 package could cause some for some very, very great racing. Look at that there. For a second we were 4 wide through turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. Going all the way down to the apron now through the tri-oval, trying to gain any sort of time we possibly can. Now up the track going into turn 1. Little loose, and gotta keep our foot in it here. What a save. We had to lock it down on the spin. Caution's gonna fly for the first time on lap 2. So we didn't get very far into this. That's unfortunate. But at least we made a save, and we never even made contact with anything. The left side tires down on the apron through turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4 you can run the apron here, but 1 and 2 you really can't. So I knew that. So we'll restart in last. Here at the rear of the field, we only gained about 5 spots, but we quickly lost them because of that spin. And nevertheless, here we go. Green flag back in the air after the first caution. Luckily, I didn't hit anything to keep the car clean. And here we go. As far as fuel is considered here in this opening stage of the race, there will be a pit stop at some point in time. Man, I had to get on the brakes hard there for a second. Should have went all the way to the outside like I originally intended. Yeah, hard on the brakes through 1 and 2. Almost ran over the back bumper of Matt Tifft. Kyle Busch now going to get to the lead. Keselowski did lead the opening lap of the race, but position on this restart though. Man, look at this. 3 wide through the tri-oval, down to the apron again, giving myself all the room necessary going into turns 1 and 2. Keep the car on the racetrack. Don't want to end up on the apron like I did last time. One of only two 2-mile racetracks on the circuit. We only raced at Auto Club once. We raced at Michigan twice. Gonna clear Cody Ware for position now, and that'll move us up to 27. Back down to the apron again. It's a nice fast lap there. In the midst of trying to pass all these cars. Look at us go right around the inside. Nobody's going to block us off. A huge head of steam coming out of the 12 of Blaney. Again, we're trying to go 4-0 on the year. Sorry, 5-0 rather on the start of the season. Down to the outside of Eric Jones. We'll get around him pretty easily. Just ran our fastest lap of the race. First lap in the 39s. Back down to the bottom again. We'll probably run the bottom of the racetrack as much as possible throughout the course of this race. I do have to assume. Keselowski, though, despite losing the lead on the restart to Kyle Busch, has quickly gotten it back. I can probably run full throttle through the corner, and now 3 wide up through the middle, contact with Almirola and Suarez, just busting our way through to get those 2 positions. We were not getting out of the gas that time. Now we close in on Ryan Newman and Clint Boyer. Keselowski trying to check away from the field here. Ryan Newman went all the way down the track to sidetrack us, man, excuse me. Gonna come up and clear Tyler Reddick off of turn 4, and that'll move Blaney up to the 12th position. Down to the apron we go now through the tri-oval. Only on lap number 9 in this race right now. In a long, well, somewhat long, 400-mile race. Joey Logano on the top side of the racetrack. Blaney will pass him around the bottom, 3 wide just in front of us. Kyle Busch, who led a lap not that long ago. Oh, a little tight there for a moment off of turn 4. Here we go, though, through the tri-oval now. 3 wide for position inside the top 10. Battle for 6th going on. Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, and Ryan Blaney. Blaney on the bottom. Kurt Busch was in the middle, and Elliott was on the top. And not only that, we're going to clear Alex Bowman off of turn 2 as well. Man, we've got a fast car here for you today. Scared to run at full throttle, especially this early in the race. Don't want to burn these tires up too much, but around the outside of Harvick, we're going to clear him easily before we get into turn 1. Now down to the bottom, trying to get around William Byron. Awkward angle into the corner, but we're going to clear Byron off of turn 2. Blaney's up to 3rd. About a half second behind Denny Hamlin for 2nd, and about a 1.5 seconds behind the race leader, Brad Keselowski. Keselowski's led all but 1 lap so far in the early going of this race. We'll try to catch Denny Hamlin now. Oh, a little contact, and we might have turned the 11 around. Yes, he does. He comes back up the track. Caution's going to fly on lap 11. And it is our 2nd caution of the early going of the race. And still nobody, well, the only drivers pitting are going to be the 6 drivers at the rear of the field. So we accidentally punted Denny Hamlin. Whoops. Had a huge closing rate on him. We both chose the inside. I got to take it easy here. I'm pushing this car way too hard. Been the cause of 2 cautions now. despite the fact I don't really have any damage. Green flag going to be back in the air. Keselowski and Blaney. Penske on the front row here leading us to the green. Hamlin was only going to lose one spot. He did come back up the track into Byron a little bit. And what will Denny Hamlin do? We go all the way to the top through turns 1 and 2, trying to get it to stick. Can we clear Keselowski off of 2? Yes, we will. Ryan Blaney in the lead down the back straightaway, trying to lead his first lap of the race. Now we'll try to run full throttle for 3 and 4 as we're trying to get back up to speed. Nope, not going to work. Yeah, I didn't think it was worth risking it there, but we still did try to risk it. I think if we hit our apex a little bit better, we can do it. Keselowski in second, though, right behind us. Just missing my marks all over this racetrack right now. And the bumps just really throw you around here at Auto Club Speedway. We'll see that over the course of the race when we alternate cameras. Not going to do that, at least in the near future. Montana here, one of the widest racetracks on the NASCAR circuit. Definitely one of the longest as well. In fact, the longest track in which we used this 2019 rules package from last year. Tapered spacer and the low downforce. Keselowski, Kurt Busch battling it out for second place right now. Kurt did look pretty fast through the middle of the pack though earlier, so assuming he's got a pretty good one here so far as well. Yeah, I'm probably going to run the bottom of the racetrack as much as I can. I'll move to the top. I'll be comfortable moving to the top as the race goes on, as well as depending on how the lap traffic might look after a little bit. They got to lose their setup in this car, as you can see. Between that and the way the bumps on this racetrack just really throw your car around. Definitely the way things are going right now. It's going to be the 4th consecutive Cup race in which we have used the steering wheel over the course of the event. The only race we have not used it for on the Cup Series so far was the Daytona 500. Our next race is going to be at Martinsville. I'm not sure entirely when that would be. I don't want to get too far ahead if I can help it as far as the season goes. 38 laps remaining. Denny Hamlin now up to the second position here. Not a lot is going on so far. We do have a change for the second spot on the racetrack. We're almost a half track ahead of the race leaders. Cody Ware about to go a lap down in the 40th and final position currently on the racetrack. So we're just now going to hit lap traffic for the first time today. We've had a long enough green flag run finally. Do have a little damage that we'll have to repair, and now we got a car in the wall. Somebody's just blown a tire in turns 1 and 2, and it looks like it's David Reagan, so that'll bring out our third caution of the opening stage of the race on lap 29. The sun is just beaming in my eyes through my window right now. Making this realistic. No, but here we go. 3/4 of a tank of fuel. The 4 fresh tires should get us to the end of the stage. Should be able to run 30, a little less than 30 laps. We'll have 29 laps to go in this stage when we go green. Let's do it. Wow. Top 7 actually stayed out of the pits, and we lost 2 spots on pit road to Keselowski and Kurt Busch. So here we go. Green flag back in the air. We'll restart in the 10th position. And let's see if we can get going. Getting through the shifts pretty well here right on the start. And all the guys that are staying out can make it on fuel because they pitted after that second caution of the race back on lap number 9. So here we go. Caution's playing out in their favor. Corey LaJoie, who led us to the green, is going to lose the lead off of turn 2 there. Just going to get smoked on those older tires, let me tell you. And they'll be lucky to stay on the lead lap if we stay green to the end of the stage. So now we're just trying to build up as big of a lead as possible. Got a little loose there on the apron. We can run the apron through 3 and 4, just not in 1 and 2. Kurt Busch up to 3rd, and now Kurt Busch going to make the pass on LaJoie off of turn 4 for 2nd. 28 to go at the line. We're back up to speed here at the Auto Club Speedway. And we'll see if Kurt Busch might be able to make a run at Ryan Blaney for the race lead in stage number 1. These more worn out racetracks like in Atlanta and Auto Club Speedway seem to play off in our favor, especially because we seem to be better on the longer runs. It takes a lot less laps for our car to really kick in. It really only takes about 10 laps for a car to settle in. As you can see right here off of turn 4 at the line, Kurt Busch gains about 0.4 of a second that last lap on us. See how much he'll gain here through turns 1 and 2. Nailed that corner about as best as we possibly could have. Still 1 second lead on Kurt Busch. He did gain 0.4 of a second on us that last lap as well, once again. Both of us have been running the bottom, and even Kyle Busch back in 3rd now. He's been running the bottom as well. And Keselowski really did not get through that pack. He restarted in 8th on the outside just in front of me. We took off to the outside of him through turns 1 and 2, and we're in this clean air right now, and looks like we're able to hold on to the lead pretty easily on Kurt Busch. That last lap, we actually pulled away another 1/10 of a second on him. So he hasn't even closed that gap under a second yet since we have taken the lead. This car might be kicking in at least earlier in the race a lot quicker, I guess, than what I originally thought it would. Kurt Busch almost seemingly trying to become the second fastest car on the racetrack over the course of this race. Definitely not impossible. See if we stay green all the way to the end of the stage or not. We'll also have to see how we restart from the lead one of these times and see what we can do from there, as well on fresh tires too. Really get a good look of how this car reacts. But as of right now, I mean, we are driving really nice. Car's handling pretty well. I can all but guarantee that we can't make it a full fuel run here at Fontana, just the way these tires burn out. I mean, this is probably the second hardest track on tires, right behind Atlanta, and it's a close second. "20 laps to go." Just hit about 197 going into turn 1. Fastest part of the racetrack, so even with this 2019 rules package, still building up quite a bit of speed. And that's single car speed here out in a bunch of clean air. I can't imagine in the draft what we could be running. We'll have to pay attention to that on a shorter run off of one of these restarts. A little bit of a draft here off of Jamie McMurray in the lap traffic. We hit 199 miles an hour going into turn 1 that time. I mean, this car is definitely hooked up. At least they're giving us the top side on the back straightaway and through the tri-oval at least. Such a wide racetrack. Shouldn't really have problems trying to get around lap traffic. At least for the most part. We'll have to see over the course of the race, of course. Trying to get that car to turn all the way down to the apron. See, we can even make the apron a line through turns 3 and 4 like we did right there, trying to get around Corey LaJoy. I was scared it wasn't going to turn low enough at first. I had to check out the throttle just enough just to show how much faster we were than him. He was on older tires too, so that definitely doesn't help. He had like almost 20 lap older tires than what we've got. It makes you wonder. Yes, they can make it on fuel to the end of the stage, but are their tires going to last to the end of the stage? As far as those back marker cars, and if they don't, somebody tries to stay out and risk it, maybe we get a late yellow here. Shake the running order up a little bit. Not sure what kind of strategy I'd use if a caution does come out. You're going to be seeing guys pit quite a bit. We've had 3 cautions already, but I'm pretty sure you're going to see us pit quite a bit if we run anywhere between 10 to 15 laps, green flag. Just like the last caution we had. We had about 20 to 25 green flag laps on our tires, and it was enough to bring it onto pit road. That we had to pit before the end of the stage anyway, so that really opened the window up. We were right at about the halfway mark. Second lead on Kurt Busch right now. Younger brother rather, Kyle Busch. 19 to 19 and a half seconds behind us. Which means he's about 3 to 3.5 seconds behind second place with his older brother Kurt. 12 laps to go in the stage. We're just going to try to put as many drivers a lap down before the end of the stage as possible. If we stay green, of course. Eric Jones in 21st. He's not having a good run at all. If I remember right, I don't think he had a really good run at all in the Cup Series here at Fontana this year. Down to the apron, trying to get to Paul Menard. He'll go a lap down. Daniel Hemrick in 19th. 11 laps to go in stage number 1. You know, even with having 3 cautions in the way, we've been really spaced out and have led a lot of laps and have dominated almost the first third of the race. I do have to say, feels like we're kind of flying through this race. And if you think about it, we're already a quarter of the way done. $50 laps complete now. 10 to go in stage 1. Oh, not a lot of room to go for here. Staying in the gas. Checked up a little bit early because I knew I was going to get to him in time. But once I got back in the throttle, I never let back out. Was able to make a nice crisp pass right up the middle, and now off before we're going to clear Boyer as well. Mark Truex Jr. in 13th. 9 laps to go now. How about Ryan Blaney? 21.5 seconds ahead of Kurt Busch. Probably not going to put him a lap down before the end of the stage. 12 drivers currently on the lead lap. I think there's a chance we could possibly lap up to Tyler Reddick, who's in 5th right now. Again, I'm surprised Brad Keselowski not running as good as what he was in the very beginning of the race. Now at the same time, maybe his car is just not as good in the dirty air compared to when he's out in front leading in the clean air. Oh, into the back of Jamie McMurray. That's a little damage we'll have to repair at the stage break. That slowed us down quite a bit. We'll get around him. To the top side now through turns 3 and 4. Quickly ducking to the inside of Chase Elliott, and now BJ McLeod as well. Elliott going to follow into turn 1, but we are going to put him a lap down first. So we've got this 12 car hooked up and on a rail right now. Ooh, 3 wide now through the corner down to the apron. We're going to clear Kyle Larson. He's usually pretty good here at Fontana. I had great luck the last couple years though. Getting wrecked out of this race. Inside to Kevin Harvick now. And just like that, Harvick will be a lap down in the 10th position. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Harvick might be able to get us back. And the contact I said was us hitting the wall, so that was that. Oh boy, Harvick almost came down to block us now through turns 3 and 4. But not quite. A 26-second lead on Kurt Busch right now. 5 laps to go in stage 1. Looks like our teammate Joey Logano is just ahead of us. We'll likely put him a lap down here before the end of the lap. Later in this run, it feels like this car is getting tighter and tighter. So we lose more and more grip with these tires. Down to the apron now, driving it in deep in the corners. Gonna get it to stick, a little side draft off the 22, and we'll clear him before we get to the start-finish line. So now 8 drivers on the lead lap, 4 laps to go in stage number 1. So hoping we can get to the start-finish line one more time, because that way if a caution comes out, it will be the end of the stage anyway. Three laps to go in stage number 1. Everything's looking good right now. We're easily going to win this opening stage of the race. Probably going to put William Byron the lap down right now. And we'll clear him. Brad Keselowski, another one of our Penske teammates. Oh man, almost got into the back of the 52 of Cody Ware. 2 to go at the line. Keselowski's going to go a lap down now. Going into turns 1 and 2. 6 drivers now on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin's in 5th. Tyler Reddick in 6th, not too far ahead of us as well. And they're both within sight. So is Alex Bowman way out there. But still got a couple seconds before we catch him for 4th. Good chance we're going to pass Tyler Reddick to the tri-oval here. He'll go a lap down. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go now in stage 1. Good chance we'll put Denny Hamlin a lap down now before the end of the stage. Big run with the draft, 198 miles an hour, big slide job now through the corner. And we will clear him. Alex Bowman just in front of us as well. Only 4 drivers on the lead lap. Will he stay on the lead lap through turns 3 and 4 for the final time? Bowman all the way to the top. Down to the bottom goes Blaney. We're going to drive it in hard, trying to put the 4th place driver a lap down for the end of the stage. And we are just going to clear Bowman off of turn 4. 3 drivers finish on the lead lap at the end of stage 1, and Ryan Blaney will get the stage 1 victory. So off to a good start here in this race. We will definitely pit. 4 fresh tires coming our way. We can run 44 laps on a full tank of fuel, but again, if you don't know about the Auto Club Speedway, there's a lot of tire wear on this racetrack, and we likely will not be able to run a full fuel run at all in this race. Kind of saw that a couple weeks ago in the actual Auto Club 400. 2 weeks ago, they kind of did the same thing. They could only run about 30 to 36 laps, even though the fuel tank is 44 laps here. So we lost 2 spots on pit road there. Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch both beat us, and now we're quickly taking it 3 wide to the inside, trying to regain the lead into turns 1 and 2. These restarts here at Fontana get very, very crazy, and now as we slide up the racetrack, Kurt Busch can't quite get to us, but there's William Byron looking to try and get a lap back if he possibly can. So we go down to block him now, down the back straightaway, going into turn 3. Trying to hold our line as best as we can until this car can settle in. Kyle Busch up to 2nd for the meantime. Kurt Busch has fallen back to 3rd on the restart. Alex Bowman got the free pass. He is in 4th, but had to restart at the rear of the field. Logano might make it 3 wide off the turn 4 right behind us. Yes, he is. That is a battle for not only the free pass position, but with us being the leader right in front of everybody, they are all trying to get their lap back. Oh, we're taking an awkward angle into turns 1 and 2. Left side tires on the apron, sliding up the racetrack. Byron had to get out of the gas before he ran over us. And somehow we're still going to hold on to the lead, but here comes Kyle Busch now for the race lead on the inside. All those drivers just got their lap back all the way up to 10th. 3 wide for the lead now through turns 3 and 4. Busch trying to pull away. We're about to get split by everybody. Oh, we got a big run coming. Huge draft off the back bumper of the 18. At the line, Kyle Busch will take the lead at Fontana once again. 54 to go in stage 2. Down to the inside as we're 3 wide for the lead. Still going into turn 1. Trying to hold our line. We're going to clear Kyle Busch for the lead off of turn 2, but we still are in the dirty air with all this lap traffic just in front of us. Now we try to go right up the middle around Martin Truex Jr. and Kevin Harvick here in the midst of the lap traffic. I'm trying to catch Joey Logano out in front, who does have the clean air for right now. Can we get him back? Man, Byron lost a lot of spots after having to check up, but luckily he did that before there was a huge wreck. Going into turn 1 that lap. Drove it in a little too deep. I knew we were going to be at an awkward angle, and luckily we made it stick at least enough. So we cleared Joey Logano now for the position. Not the position, but to put him a lap down. Hopefully he can get back on the lead lap just for the sake he's our teammate. Surprised he's now running his AAA scheme, because that is not only the sponsor of the race, but the sponsor of the track, so that's kind of weird. Kyle Busch still a little less than a second behind. Kurt Busch up 3 car lengths back from Kyle for second. And being in the dirty air though in that lap traffic, probably not helping each other. So Busch only led 1 lap there. So we have led all but 1 lap in the stage as far as the green flag laps are considered. Kyle Busch had us beat by a nose at the line 1 lap, but that was really about it. Got back around him within a half a lap, and smooth sailing from there. We're pulling away from everybody. Seems like it's only taken about 5 laps for this car to kick in. Usually it's 10 to 15. Even on longer tracks like this. Usually a little quicker in the laps because there's less laps to run. But I mean, this is like Atlanta. Atlanta only took 10-15 laps. This is only taking about 5 to 10. Closer to 5 though, really. See how long we might be able to, how long we'll be able to run before we get another caution. Maybe it won't be until the final stage, who knows. I can see a little bit of pit strategy as far as that goes. We can split the stage in half though, we should be fine, which I don't see a problem why we can't make this one stop, because our right front tire wasn't even really worn out at the end of the last stage. It's pulling away. This is just a cakewalk of a race here so far. So for the meantime, we'll ride along with the in-car cam and we'll alternate cameras. Man, look at the hops on this racetrack. Car just really skipping and bouncing around. We've definitely got the best car in this race. If you are just joining in, so we are in dominating fashion trying to get the win here. We won stage 1 pretty soundly, despite the fact we did have 3 cautions in the first stage. So far early in stage 2, we have not had any others yet. But so far so good, 47 laps to go. In the final live stream of the day. Also been running the bottom for the majority of the time throughout this race. Not quite going down to the apron, but just hitting our marks right around that white line as much as possible in the corners. This package, it's all about on throttle time, and I hit the apex right. I barely have to get out of the gas. I mean, like right there, I pumped the gas a little bit in the corners, but I never had to roll all the way out of it. Well, I probably should have rolled all the way out of it because I kind of got in the wall off of turn 2. That was a big moment there for a second. There's no need to really push the car to its limits having this big of a lead. We do run all the way through the third and final stage of the race without a caution. What will that mean as far as the tire wear goes? Will we have to pit twice instead of just once? Even though the fuel tank says we can go 1 lap, because we know the tires won't be able to last that long. And we're just getting really tight all of a sudden, especially in turns 1 and 2. Not as bad in 3 and 4, but we do gain, or sorry, we do have more speed going into the first set of corners than the second set. About to catch lap traffic already. We're quickly out to a 9-second lead on Kyle Busch. Already starting to sweat here. Not sweating nearly as bad as what it was during that Watkins Glen Xfinity race, but you do have to work the car around this racetrack though. It is pretty demanding. I really like this DEX imaging paint scheme that Blaney has. He ran it last year. quite a few races last year. He's going to have it again this year. Not in as many races. Did see the scheme in person at least once, maybe twice. Yeah, I knew we were going to catch Ryan Truex in a terrible spot there. Went down to the apron from turns 1 and 2. Just to get around him. Got to remember not to pass down there. That was crazy. I was working the wheel quite a bit that time. Through the corner. It moved to the middle. Oh, into the back of the 40 that time of Jamie McMurray. Where is he at? Spinning across turns 1 and 2. Caution will fly. And it's our first of the stage and our fourth of the race. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to pit here. Only because I was the one that kind of caused the yellow again. Accidentally spun out Jamie McMurray. Kyle Busch, the only driver on the lead lap to pit. Brad Keselowski will get the free pass. At least one of our teammates did get it that time. And the green flag will be back in the air. We will control the pace on the restart. And here we go. Trying to get through the shifts pretty easily. Off the start, still got 39 laps left. Kyle Busch can make it on fuel to the end of the stage from pitting right there, but will he be able to actually get the stage win and last long enough with those tires? That will be the question. Bouncing down the back straightaway right now. The bumpiest part of the racetrack, really. Kyle Busch back up to second again. Remember, he is on 4 fresh Goodyears as we get back up to speed here at Fontana. 38 laps to go in stage 2. We're almost halfway done with the stage, but Kyle Busch is coming, and I expect him to blow past us when he gets there. We'll try to hold on as long as we can with the clean air. Here comes Kyle Busch. Oh, wow, fakes low, goes high. Side by side for the lead now, down the back straightaway between the 18 and the 12. Busch will stay on the middle, the top lane of the racetrack as we try to slide job him now through turns 3 and 4. There's a little bit of contact off the exit of 4. He's got a lot more grip in his car than what we do in ours. We'll try to stay in his draft as much as possible, I guess. How long will it be before our tires start to even out? I think it might be a little bit. These tires will definitely fall off between 5 to 10 laps, but being that much more fresher tires than what we've got. I mean, look at us just sliding around. We're still pulling away from Kurt Busch and the rest of the field behind us, but as far as Kyle Busch goes, this is not looking good for us. Also, like I said, you wonder if he can make it to the end of the stage or not. That caution might have actually hurt us. Could have picked to stay on the same strategy, but I just don't think that we can make it on that right front tire. Definitely lost the draft here from Kyle. He's just over 1 second ahead of us. something about these big, long, faster tracks, whether it's a road course or a regular racetrack. I mean, it just, I actually like them. I like racing on them, especially with the steering wheel. Like Watkins Glen was difficult earlier, but that was a lot of fun. That was just in an Xfinity car too, the Cup Series. Oh boy. Helps you get through it too when it is challenging and it's fun. Don't have fun doing it, you're gonna struggle. You're never gonna get over that hump. So we're starting to slowly catch right back up to the 18 of Kyle Busch lap after lap now, so I guess it didn't take as long as I originally thought it would. We had about 15 lap fresher tires than what we have on our car right now. 33 laps to go in the stage. We're almost halfway home through stage 2. Kyle sees that our car is getting a lot bigger in his rear view mirror, and we still got about a half a track before we catch up to the lap traffic. Kyle just taking that wide sweep into the corner still. Close the gap on him again through 3 and 4, driving it in deep on the apron. Big run coming out. We'll try to get his draft here through the tri-oval with this package. It should work down to the inside. And we're side by side for the lead now going into turn 1. Blaney on the bottom, Kyle Busch on the top. Wow, we got that car to really stick. We threw it in there. Easily clearing Kyle Busch up off of turn 2 for the race lead. Got 45% left on our right front. And we're trying to at least split the stage in half. We'll run as long as we possibly can though. That's going to be the plan. Just run it until we can't. Or unless the car just gets way too tough to handle. Whatever comes first, I guess. Already 4 cautions in this race. Almost halfway home already. At the line this time, we have 90 laps complete out of 200. 4 cautions in the first half of the race so far. Third and final stage will be 80 laps. Make it to the end of the stage on green. On a green flag run, then we will have 77 green flag laps in that stage. Really scheduled green flag laps in stage 3. So yeah, that could definitely divide the strategy up a little bit. I kind of figured the way this race started out with how dominating of a car we have, and you can still see it up on the leaderboard how far we are just ahead of these guys, and looking like we're in our best situation here. Hey Christian, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream. Not much of a race so far. If anything, it's going to be a strategy race, especially here in stage 2. Kyle Busch pitted under the lone caution we've had in the stage so far. We were able to overcome him after about a 5 to 10 lap green flag run. But we definitely have to pit before the end of the stage. It's just a question on will Kyle Busch have to come back down pit road again. He's about 5 laps to the good on fuel. But we obviously know here at the Auto Club Speedway, tires wear out quite a bit on this bumpy old surface. So I'm just not entirely sure if he's going to be able to actually make it to the end of the stage or not so far. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. It's not the most glamorous. We've been on a really good streak of great races, though. It's just this one's off to, I wouldn't say a terrible start. Like I said, strategy. Whoa, man, almost got into the back of the 36 there. Huge closing rate. But it's not off to the greatest of starts, but you never know how a race could finish. You look at Kentucky last year, a lot of people didn't say that the actual race at Kentucky for the Cup Series was that great, but it had probably the best finish all season, if not the second best finish, so you never know if we might end up getting something like that. Quickly out to a 6.5 second lead. We can run about 14 laps on fuel, but again, I just don't think the tires are going to last long enough until then. We're going to run it until we can't, though. Obviously, we're going to bring it onto pit road before we blow that right front tire, but kind of hoping for a caution at this point. Probably be our best situation. Split the strategy a little bit again, but we do know if you pit for sure, you'll definitely be able to make it to the end of the stage. Run with outside. Well, you know, I could, but that's I don't think we'll be able to. There was a truck race. I want to say no, it was Atlanta. It was Atlanta in the truck series. I had a race that was streaming. And second race of the season, we were leading, coming to 2 to go. We blew a right front tire, and we had about a 6-second lead on Stuart Friesen. Friesen ran us back down and passed us coming out of turn 4 back to the start-finish line. I was just trying to limp it around. That was one of the other tracks where the tires just, when you eat your tires so much. Wild finish to the end of that race. I haven't had one anywhere close to that since. As far as that kind of craziness, I mean, we've had some crazy races on the channel, but alright, well, thanks for subscribing for the narrator voice. No, that's the whole point of the channel. I try to bring out the best in these races, try to really make them feel realistic. That's why I like live streaming the full race. Try to get the realism in this one. Oh boy. Goes down to the inside on the apron. Eric Almirola now in the way off of turn 4. I've noticed a lot of these drivers have been running the bottom of the track, not too many up along the top side. We'll see if that changes, but honestly, we're going to be at the halfway mark in this race real soon. So we'll see. Well, thanks for the compliment. I'll definitely take it. Well, I love to keep doing this. That's about all the comments I get, or how good the racing and the commentary is. Really do appreciate the support. Got 21 laps to go. Stage number 2. Right front tire down to 24% on the tire wear. We might be able to run the final 9 laps on the fuel tank that we are currently on. I'm not entirely sure, though. I would actually be surprised. At least I would know for future reference. And on the downside, that also means there's a really good chance Kyle Busch can make it to the end of the stage without having to pit. But whenever we do decide to pit, we'll have 4 fresh tires on our car, and we will be trying to run him down for that playoff point to the end of the stage. Started the year 4-0 through the first 4 Cup Series races. Did not expect that to come, especially last week. Cautions definitely fell our way, and then they didn't fall our way, and We end up getting the win at Phoenix regardless. About to catch Brad Keselowski. He's the last driver on the lead lap. So he'll fall lap down now. Only 4 drivers currently on the lead lap. Alex Bowman only about 5 to 6 seconds ahead of us as well. And so now our right front tire getting very worn out. And how about look at the 96 Parker Kligerman's at 13th. Just fell 2 laps down, but he's having a solid run for that team. Laps left in the race. We got a long ways to go. We're just past the halfway mark. I always run the full races on here. Try to play it out as like I said again, as real as I possibly can. And right now we are at, if I do my math right, 98 to go. But as far as the stage goes, we only have 18 laps left when we get to the line this time. So we'll definitely be trying to race for the stage win. Again, Kyle Busch will likely be able to make it to the end of the stage. So when we pit, we'll have to try and run a little bit different strategy. He's the only guy running the current strategy that's on the lead lap right now. And it might actually work out for him. We needed to stay green though, and that's something we have not done for a long period of time over the course of this race, but we'll find out here. So first driver hitting pit road right now towards the lead pack. It's Denny Hamlin. 17 laps to go now in the stage. So yeah, I mean, maybe Kyle Busch won't make it on the tires. It seems like these other drivers are just eating their tires a lot more than what we are. And I'm quite surprised at how well we have done. And we've been running the bottom most of the time. Usually when you run the top side, you're actually burning less tires because you don't have to quite crank the wheel as hard. But I think we're rolling out of the throttle enough in the corners and not pushing it as hard to save the right sides. Am I playing on PC? No, I am playing on my PlayStation 4. Keeping an eye on the fuel here. Again, all the leaders are starting to pit. And now we got somebody blowing up down the back straightaway. That could bring out a caution. It was the 36 of Matt Tifft. So we're going to stay out here just in case the caution comes out. Well, I plan on staying out a couple more laps anyways. Now, looks like Tifft is on the apron through 3 and 4. He's going to be able to limp it back down onto pit road. And we stay green with 15 to go in the stage. But luckily, we weren't right behind him when that happened. Again, we've got a big lead on these guys. Now, the problem with all these other guys pitting early is they'll likely be faster. Well, yeah, they will be faster than us for the amount of laps that we decide to stay out. But I think we had a big enough lead on, let's say, like Kurt Busch, who was in 3rd at the time of these pit stops. He shouldn't be able to catch right back up to us yet. $14 to go. I mean, this is a long racetrack, obviously 2 miles long in length, and it's therefore a long pit road, so I'm not sure how much time we're going to spend. I could take the risk taking right sides only, but then I take the risk of those left sides possibly blowing before the end of the stage. So I'm really just going to take the, still going to stick with the 4-tire stop here and hope that we stay green and I can catch Kyle Busch in the process. We'll stay out one more lap. $13 laps to go. We're going to be pushing it on fuel by the time we come down onto pit road. And I'm quite surprised, though, that our tires were able to last this entire fuel run. You usually do not see that at the Auto Club Speedway. About a half a lap to go to bring it onto pit road now. So we're down on the apron of the racetrack here, kind of slowing the car up. So we made it on fuel all the way around. Hard on the brakes.
Slow down.
Got to make sure we don't speed, and we didn't. So on to pit road we go. 4 fresh tires coming out of the 12 car of Ryan Blaney. We will not fill it all the way up with fuel. We'll just put a half can in it, just enough to get us to the end of the stage. V8, wasn't I on the podium? When I was coming on the pit road, yes, but I had to pit though. We were running out of fuel there. Kyle Busch on a little bit different strategy from where we're on right now. Getting the shifts here, getting back into the gas now. Oh, here comes Harvick. I thought he was going to give us a push there. He must not have liked us pulling up on the track too early. I probably should have stayed on the apron. That was a close one. So Kyle Busch has a 20-second lead on us. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, but we'll see if we can run him back down. 4 fresh Goodyears compared to what he's on. Sound familiar? Well, I mean, maybe it's just the broadcasting voice. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like somebody else. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Am I a real commentator? No, I am not actually. I planned on going to college for it, and then I didn't. Things weren't working out, but that's where I'm at now. So maybe this will bring me somewhere in the future. I don't know. You never know where plans can take you, and I plan on maybe taking some online classes in the future. I do travel to a lot of different racetracks, so, and I'll be bringing you guys coverage on each race I go to starting this year. Did it for the Charlotte Roval last year. I'll be doing that again this season. .5 seconds behind Kurt Busch. Sorry, Kyle Busch rather. Kurt Busch still on the lead lap. Actually, he might be, no, he's a lap down. Kyle Busch has him lap down. He's not quite a lap ahead of us though. Was I on Podium Sports commentator? No, I swear to you, I have not broadcasted anything professionally in my in my life. Just anything that's happened on the channel. At least for now. We'll see in the future, obviously, again. Wow, Joey Gayson 12th right now, too. I wonder if he's on the same strategy Kyle Busch is on. That could be. So we're trying to run down Busch. We got 8 laps to go in the stage. We are definitely faster than him on these 4 fresh Goodyears, but it's going to be tough. No, thanks. I really do appreciate it. I'm definitely trying to build my own brand at broadcasting on this channel. That's for sure. I've thought about exploring like other sports games. Definitely NASCAR for right now because that's my #1 sport. And who knows? Maybe I'll be the next Mike Joy in the future. I mean, you never know. You never know where things could take you. I'm still really young. I'm only 20 years old, so definitely got a long future ahead of me. We'll just see where the road takes us. 6 laps to go, stage number 2. This is a great race to the end of the stage, though. We're trying to catch Kyle Busch right now. Man, I don't know. We're cutting it close. We are at that point where we are catching him pretty rapidly. Busch is caught up in some heavy lap traffic, and now we got to take it 3 wide down to the bottom, or at least look for it. By the time we catch Stenhouse, we're not 3 wide. We are about 5 seconds behind Kyle Busch at the line. 5 laps to go in stage 2. This is going to be a close one. Busch still running the bottom. You can see him up ahead. We got about 4 lap cars in between us right now. Looking on Michael McDowell. Gonna get around him. McDowell having a great run. He's got a chance to get stage points here. Currently in 8th. A lot of oddball drivers currently in the top. Oh my goodness, 4 wide coming off of turn 4. That got a little sketchy trying to stay in the gas here. 4 to go now. And I think we're going to be able to catch Kyle Busch. We're only 2 seconds behind him. He's still got 2 lap cars just in front of him right now. We just got to hope we stay green to the end of the stage, though, because if the caution comes out, the stage is going to end under yellow. Busch, again, on older tires. Not too much further ahead of us. Now the lead is cut down to under a second. Ty Dillon, Matt DiBenedetto, side by side. 3 wide all the way down to the apron through 3 and 4. Will Busch be able to hold on? No, he will not. I mean, these 4 fresh tires are just so much to overcome for Kyle Busch. We're going to take the lead at the line. 3 laps to go. How quickly we came back from 20 seconds behind to that point. That's just amazing. No, honestly, I have never heard of Podium Esports. Okay, so I didn't catch that the first couple times. So it's Podium Esports. Honestly, I'm all in. If they have, I guess really any sport. I guess I watch enough of sports that I can pretty much commentate anything from hockey to football to NASCAR. But no, yeah, I'm definitely interested. Down to the apron through turns 3 and 4. So really, that was the only action we had in stage 2, and it didn't last too long because Kyle Busch is just trying to hold on for dear life in 2nd place right now. At the line this time, white flag in the air, 1 lap to go in stage 2. These restarts have been crazy for about the first 5 laps, so we're going to see another crazy restart coming up to start the 3rd and final stage of the race. And we'll see how the strategy will play out in that one, if we'll have to pit once or twice in the stage, see how we get going here. Through turns 3 and 4. Down to the apron again through the corner. Ryan Blaney's going to win stage 2 just like we did in stage 1. Awesome. So it's an NASCAR company. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look into it. But I mean, hey, if you can hook me up and spread the word, by all means, I am on board with that. I'll still definitely be able to create content as much as I possibly can. I've been putting out daily content for the last month or 2 now, so really trying to grow this channel as much as I possibly can. So only 2 drivers on the lead lap to the end of the stage, despite the strategy play there. Kurt Busch will get the free pass position, putting 3 drivers on the lead lap to start this stage now. So 4 fresh tires coming our way, full tank of fuel, all the good stuff. Kyle Busch beats us off the pit road again. Our pit crew has not been the fastest over the course of this race. The one green flag stop, it was all right. Wasn't too bad, but under the cautions, we are just losing the lead every time. So Kyle Busch will control the pace on the restart and will lead the field to the green. 77 laps to go in the race. All these cars behind us that are lapped down will obviously try to get around us to get back on the lead lap as we quickly have contact with the 18. That shuffles us up out of line. Bowman now trying to come along the bottom of the racetrack. 3 wide now down the back straightaway. We're going to be forced to run the top side through turns 3 and 4. How will this work? Busch on the outside trying to hold just in front of us. Push from behind coming from our teammate Keselowski. Big run coming now through the tri-oval. Brad giving us one heck of a push now. Busch trying to hold on to the lead for the time being. He goes high. Up through the middle goes Blaney. Almost into the side of the 24. And now we're almost 3 wide for the lead. Not quite. Busch, though, in the dirty air because Bowman has just cleared us now. And there goes Keselowski around the top side of us. All the way back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Driving it in deep through turns 3 and 4. Yeah, it's going to take us a couple laps here before we can really settle in. We're going to try to use the draft as much to our advantage as we can. Still a long ways to go in the race. Probably one of the racier moments we have had over the course of this one, though. Big slide job through 1 and 2 to get around our teammate Keselowski again. It's one less car we have to pass, and now a big bump coming out of turn 2. And here comes the run down the back straightaway. We've got a shot at Busch going into 3 and 4. Huge dive bomb into turns 3 and 4 all the way down to the apron. Bowman kind of cuts our line off a little bit. He was trying to get around William Byron. We had to get out of the gas a little more than usual there. Keselowski, man, our teammate really trying to give us a lot of help here. And again, into turn 1, back to the inside of Kyle Busch, but Bowman is there. We can't get around him. We're just sliding this car everywhere. And now Busch trying to go 3 wide up the middle here to hold on to his lead. Contact and comes into us. That's going to cost us some time. Busch is doing everything possible, even trying to get a little aggressive side drafting in there, but we definitely made contact. It was accidental at that. Busch now being blocked off by Keselowski, and we're 3 wide for the lead again. Crowd on the edge of their feet here going into turns 1 and 2. Bowman really chopping off the bottom of the racetrack. It's been our preferred line. We're just not able to pass him down there. We might have to try to move to the top. Bowman to the bottom again. Problem is we can't go to the top because Keselowski's above us. Off of 4, big run coming. We're able to beat him back to the gas. We're side by side in front of the field now. We leave another lap. Kyle Busch now on the top. Oh, just able to clear Bowman before we get into turn 1. Almost made contact, but not quite. Very aggressive to say the least. So 71 laps to go. Obviously still a long ways. We are slightly pulling away from Kyle Busch finally, though, now that we have the clean air out in front of the field. And we'll probably see more of what we saw so far up to this point. Pretty racy on the restarts. Then things start to settle down once we get out in front in the clean air. That was definitely the raciest restart we've had so far, though. That is for sure. We got a lot of rear bumper damage, too. That was from our teammate Keselowski. He gave us a couple shoves. Definitely helped us, but Definitely loosen the car up at the same time with all the damage we've got now on that rear bumper. 70 laps to go. I don't think we're going to run green all the way to the finish of the race. We've had 4 cautions so far. I think there's just been too many up to this point. So I'm kind of figuring this is going to be a 2-stop race to the finish anyway. We're going to try to short pit off of turn 4, kind of playing a little bit of strategy. Not sure why it downshifted there. Made it onto pit road though, so a little bit of a strategy call here, kind of short pitting the field. Fill the tank as full as it'll get. Just a half can will be enough. 4 fresh tires coming your way. Nah, you know what, we'll just... I don't think that matters too much. And caution will fly soon after we're on pit road. That played out perfectly. So perfect short pit there. We're going to restart in the lead when we go green. That was about perfect. When you get past the open screen, you're on the keyboard. Not sure exactly what you're talking about. The keyboard. I've never played on PC if you're talking about the game itself. Only played it on my PS4, so I wouldn't know for sure. So we're going to restart in the lead. Kurt Busch is now bunched up into this group. And the way the caution played out, Alex Bowman got the free pass as well. So now, or sorry, Keselowski got the free pass. So green flag back in the air. 65 laps to go in the race, and we're going to have another wild restart coming our way. Quickly able to come up the racetrack and clear Kurt Busch. Now he's trying to hurry up and get to the bottom. Kyle now to the inside of Kurt as he washes up the track coming out of turn 2. To the outside goes Kurt Busch now through 3 and 4. Kyle Busch also following him. That's going to give him a ton of straightaway speed here through the tri-oval as we get back up to speed again. And here they come on the top side. I don't know if we're going to be able to block the run. Kurt Busch definitely closing into our back bumper. Will he stay to the top or will he go to the bottom? He'll go to the middle. We go to the bottom. Now he goes up high late in the corner to block off his brother Kyle. Really throwing it in deep through turns 3 and 4. Got the left side tires down on the apron that time. And now Kyle Busch went to the bottom to follow us. And he's going to clear Kurt Busch for the race lead at the line as we go down low through the tri-oval, trying to break the draft here. To possibly catch up less what he already was. And now we beat him back to the gas again. Kyle drove it in a lot deeper than we did through 1 and 2. Trying to hold on to the lead as long as we possibly can. Look at how far ahead we're pulling away from everybody right now. I think everybody else that wasn't on the lead lap stayed out of the pits. Everybody on the lead lap did pit so they could get the free pass. Problem is, we were already on pit road, so they weren't able to get the free pass. At the line, Kyle Busch takes the lead. Side by side for the lead going into turn 1. Kurt Busch might get in the mix here as well. Now through turns 1 and 2, crossover move back down to the bottom. Slight contact with the 18, and here comes the 1. Bouncing into there. We're just getting beaten up by these Busch brothers throughout the course of the race today. Kurt now goes on the top side to try and get around Kyle. Is it going to work? No, it's not. In fact, we're going to get right back along the side of the 1. Trying to side draft him down through the tri-oval. It's going to work. Now trying to get away from him. Trying to side draft him again before we get into turn 1. Driving it in deep now through turns 1 and 2. We're going to complete the pass for second on Kurt Busch. He got the run off the top side, and here he comes. All the way down to the bottom on the apron. Big slide job coming from Blaney now through turns 3 and 4. We're going to clear Kyle Busch for the lead. And Kurt Busch able to almost make the power move to get into second as well. He's side by side with Busch. 60 laps to go here at Fontana. So we got the length of a stage left in this race. Now that Kurt Busch is in second, it does seem like he's been the faster of the two Busch brothers over the course of the race. But really, if we have the race, any one of us three could win at this point. Still one pit stop race to the finish from the timing of that last caution when we went green with 66 to go. About a 1 second lead on Kurt Busch. Bowman currently in the free pass position if we get another caution. We've seen Brad Keselowski be fast at times in this race too. Remember, Brad qualified on the pole also. Now that he's back in the top 5, maybe he'll have a chance to win it as well. 58 laps to go. We'll ride along with the in-car cam for the next 4 laps. Then alternate to the hood cam and then the front bumper. All 4 laps at a time. .57 laps to go in the stages. We just try to pull away now quickly out to a 2.5 second lead on Kurt Busch. It's going to be a little bit before we catch lap traffic, even though they're on older tires. Pretty cool though how the three of us just kind of pulled away from everybody on the restart. It was really left to settle the lead with ourselves. We're getting a little too deep there through turns 1 and 2. Got the left side tires on the apron, but they're able to hold the corner just as well, though. Caution again. Yep, the cautions are starting to breed cautions now. We have 56 laps to go, and we have just had our 6th of the race. So we're going to have to pit here with everybody else. Might have some drivers staying out. Bowman's going to stay out right now, even though he... Oh, no, Bowman stayed out because he was in the... Wow, so Bowman was in the top 5. He is the one that brought out the caution, so he's now out of the race. So nobody gets the free pass that time. No, Keselowski. Sorry, Keselowski... No, yeah, he'll restart at the front of the field, my bad. So Penske leads the field to the green. And now Brad Keselowski is back in position to possibly win this race. Another crazy restart coming your way. Kurt Busch able to clear for second off of turn 2. Keselowski still on the top. William Byron right underneath him right now in 5th. 3 wide now back there for 3rd. Just trying to get away from this field. Here comes William Byron on the bottom. Kurt Busch on the top as we're back up to speed. 51 laps to go. Just weaving and bouncing around on this racetrack. Getting really loose now in the corner. Such a demanding track. Byron now to our inside, trying to get his lap back. At least one of them, I believe he's 2 laps down. Yeah, he's in 13. 2 laps down out of nowhere. William Byron. What great short run speed he's had in this one. Back to the bottom again through 3 and 4, but really pinches us down on the track. And now here comes his teammate Chase Elliott. Elliott trying to side draft us now off the corner. And now he's going to get there. Oh, wow, I didn't realize we were 3 wide. Keselowski now on the bottom of the track for the lead. What a great pass by Brad Keselowski as we try to beat everybody back to the gas through turns 1 and 2 now. Brad was blocked off by William Byron that time, and we're still side by side with Chase Elliott. Keselowski in the lead. He led that last lap. Brad on the bottom. We're going to run the top side with Elliott right under us, and that's not going to work. And now we're going to be 3 wide for second off the exit of turn 4. Kyle Busch on the bottom, Kurt Busch in the middle, Blaney on the top side of the track. This is going to get tight. No room for error. Big run on the back bumper of the 9 now. Almost made contact with the 1 of Busch. Kyle Busch is now going to move up to second, Kurt up to third, and we're back to 4th. Furthest back we've been in the field since really early in this race. Back down to the bottom. On Kurt. And Kyle for that matter. Keselowski has the clean air out in front of the field and in front of all these lap cars right now. They're trying to throw themselves in the mix here in this race. Blaney on the bottom of the track has just moved back up to second. Three drivers are DNF'd in this race. I do know one of those drivers are Alex Bowman. Big run coming here on the 24. Even look at the 4 of Kevin Harvick kind of closing in here on Brad Keselowski right now with 47 to go. Big side draft on the 24 now going into turn 1. And we're going to clear him off of turn 2. Harvick to the inside of Keselowski, not going to get him that time, so Brad's going to get a run on the top side. Now Harvick to the top with Keselowski on the bottom. Might be able to clear Harvick. Again, not for position, but we do clear the 4 car off of turn 4. And the next car we've got to get is Brad Keselowski, your race leader right now. To the inside, side by side for the lead with 46 to go into turn 1. Ryan Blaney on the bottom. And look at Blaney go. We're going to easily clear Brad Keselowski for the lead off of turn 2. It'll be an official lead change when we get back to the start-finish line. Assuming Brad is not able to get right back around us again. And it doesn't look like he is. Blaney's going to take the lead once again. A request to try and go 5-0. 45 laps left in the race still. We still have to pit before the end as well. Trying to run this race outright. Kurt Busch back to 4th. Kyle Busch still in 3rd. And when can get a caution or 2, he could be back in the mix as well. It's unfortunate nobody was able to get the free pass because Bowman had the free pass position, but he brought out the last caution and was out of the race as well. So he could have been one of the drivers contending for the lead as well. But now that I'm thinking about it, Bowman stayed out of the pits under that last caution. The caution prior to that, the first caution to the third stage. And he might have blown a tire which caused the yellow and hit the wall hard. That's a very good possibility of what happened. Only been one of the longer races on this channel so far. Early in the season. Our longest race so far was the Atlanta race, 2 hours and 46 minutes, but that was a 500-mile race. This is only 400 miles, so we likely won't go the length of that. Had a decent amount of cautions, not too many though, with only 6, but I'm sure the cautions are not done. Had a lot of short runs in the third stage. First stage, third stage have been short runs. That second stage had some long runs. Got 42 laps to go. And I got the left side tires down on the apron again there for a second. Looks like we're going to catch lap traffic a lot quicker on this one than what we have over the course of the race. Might have a lot fresher tires than some of these guys towards the rear of the field maybe. So knowing that we have been able to conserve our tires for an entire field run once in this race, can we do it again? Not impossible. We've got 41 laps to go. We'll go back to the regular cam now for the rest of the race. Wow, splitting the lap traffic right up the middle between Bubba Wallace and Michael McDowell there. Chris Buescher in the top 10, currently in 10th. Even Michael McDowell in 11th, not too far behind him. They're both having a good race. Ryan Preece. Look at Preece, the young gun, in 9th. Oh, had to hit the brakes. Almost got in the back. He was in 21st, one lap down at one point. Now he's in 6th. Cautions and even Bowman's DNF helping him out. How about Parker Clearman in 7th right now? That's unbelievable for him. He's battling Eric Jones right now for 6th. Doesn't seem like we're getting as spaced out as what we were earlier on in the race. A lot more clustered together. the top to middle line there through turns, more like the middle through 1 and 2. Got a good run going for us. 10-second lead on Keselowski, our teammate. Maybe we can get a 1-2 finish here for Penske. Not sure exactly where Logano's at. I know for a fact he's not inside the top 10 though. 3 of those guys just stayed single file right along the top, gave us the bottom. Easily able to put him another lap down. And 2 cautions clustered together, but that was right about 20 laps ago now. Since then we have had a good run going for us. Down on the apron through 1 and 2 again. It's cost us a little bit of time, but looks like we're going to get right on by once again. So knowing that we can make a full fuel run, set up an interesting chaotic finish to this race perhaps. Hopefully you guys stay tuned to the finish. Because how many times have we seen a race like this where either I or somebody else have had a big lead and we've had late cautions and the cautions start to breed other cautions? Not impossible. I mean, these guys have been able to hold on for about 5 to 10 laps before we finally are able to retake the lead. And then after retaking the lead, we then start to pull away, which is what you're seeing right now is the aftermath of that. Definitely one pit stop to the end. We got 34 to go, 25 laps left on estimated fuel right at the line, so we're exactly 9 laps short to the end of the race. No plans to short pit. We got lucky the first time and only time we short pitted that the caution came out while we were on pit road, so we were able to restart in the lead after pitting from the lead. I don't think I can get that lucky 2 times in a row, so I'm not going to push my luck here. Definitely getting towards the end of this race, despite having 6 cautions. This 400-mile race has flown by over the course of the night. It feels like it, at least. We're closing in on the 2-hour mark of the stream, though. In about the next 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll probably get to that point before the end of the race. Should have a fun race on the channel tomorrow. We'll have the Mid-Ohio Xfinity Series race, which is next up on our season. That'll be run with the controller, though. We ran the Watkins Glen Xfinity race with the steering wheel today. We're running this race with the steering wheel, so I'm going to be too whooped to use the steering wheel for another road course tomorrow. So we're going to go back to the controller for at least one race. Might be able to stream the finish to the season in our Tony Stewart Sprint Car Racing career mode as well, depending on how much time I've got. Probably won't be able to. I'll post a schedule for this week on the channel either tonight after I finish this, or it will be released early in the morning tomorrow. The weekly schedules for the channel will be Monday through Sunday. And now we got a car in the wall through turns 3 and 4. That will bring out our 7th caution of the race. And here we go again. Looks like Clint Boyer. I could be wrong on that. Yeah, it was. It was Clint Boyer who hit the wall hard through turns 3 and 4. We'll see if cautions will start to breed other cautions. 4-tire pit stop coming. Thankfully enough for us, the caution comes with enough laps left in the race. As long as we don't keep repeatedly getting yellows, should be able to hold on and win this race. Maybe not lead every lap, but I guarantee you with about 15, 20 to go, we'll probably retake the lead again. So we're going to restart with 27 laps left. Penske on the front row here. Denny Hamlin just got the free pass. He's back on the lead lap, and he's at the rear of the field. And the green flag will be in the air. 27 laps sprint to the end of the race here at the Auto Club Speedway for the Auto Club 400. Quickly getting out in front of the field on the shifts on the restart. Keselowski, will he move down? No, he will not. In fact, they're 3 wide for second behind us through 1 and 2. Try to hold on as best as we can here. Kyle Busch trying to make the 3 wide pass per second. He cleared Kurt Busch, but he could not clear Keselowski. So here comes Brad after running the top side. We go all the way down to the apron through turns 3 and 4, trying to hold the line. Kyle Busch will clear Keselowski for second. And here comes the 18 right behind us now with 26 to go at the line. Big run coming to the, oh man, just able to block Kyle Busch down to the bottom. At least that time through. He drove it in deep, but he couldn't get it to stick. He's still able to hold on to second though. 1, 2, 3, 4, all nose to tail right now, heading into turn 3. Well up to speed, driving it in deep down to the apron, trying to keep him from passing us on the inside, but we can't hold the line, and here comes Kurt Busch. Kyle's got to get out of the gas. Here comes Keselowski now. He's up to third right behind us. And Kurt Busch out in front of the field and in the lead here at Fontana. Into turns 1 and 2. Keselowski going to get under us as well now. We're side by side for second. And now Brad's going to clear us. Now we're going to have to run the top through turns 3 and 4. Chase Elliott was right behind us. I didn't feel like we were going to be able to cut down in front of him to the bottom of the track again. It'll give us a little bit more straightaway speed, I guess, but not my more preferred line around this racetrack. Oh, a little bit of a mistake now getting into turn 1. That'll allow Elliott to definitely get under us. Look at how loose we got in the middle of the corner. That really messed our whole corner up that time. And Kyle Busch trying to go up the middle. Elliott is 2 laps down right now. He'll need a couple cautions back to back just to get back on the lead lap. He goes on the top side. We're going to try to run the middle. Tyler Reddick's going to get around us now. We are back to 4th as Kyle Busch will clear us off of turn 4. And now we're just stuck in the middle here, 3 wide. Sandwiched in between Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott. We're going to clear Reddick before we get into turn 1. Down to the bottom of the track, driving it in deep on Kyle Busch, trying to get the car to turn. And we do. A little more off-throttle time to do it. Keselowski's starting to run down Kurt Busch here, lap after lap now. Gonna beat Busch to the inside, going into 3 and 4. Big time slide job now by the 12 of Blaney. We're gonna clear Kyle Busch. Blaney up to 3rd. Down to the bottom, trying to break the draft on the 18 behind us. 22 laps to go. I'd like for me and Brad to finish 1-2 if at all possible. Oh, drove it way too hard through 1 and 2 that time. That was a big mistake. Four drivers have now DNF'd in this race. A little over a second behind the leader. As long as we don't keep getting cautions and more pit stops, certain that we'll be able to hold on to win this thing. 21 to go. Got back into the gas a little too soon. Had to check the gas again coming out of turn 2. We did still gain a little bit of time on Brad. Kurt kind of pulled him a little bit as well. All the way down to the apron goes the 12 of Blaney. Driving it in real deep here. Through the corner. Using all the racetrack now down to the inside for second on Keselowski at the line. Kurt Busch still in the lead. Blaney to second. We're going to clear Keselowski before we even get into turn one. Now looking to the outside of the one of Kurt Busch. Will he block us? No, he will not. We're going to have the straightaway speed now down the back, side by side for the lead with 20 to go at Fontana. Blaney is going to clear Kurt Busch. A big block down the back straightaway as soon as we took the lead. Now getting back into position to hit our apex in the corner. It'll be an official lead change at the line, and Ryan Blaney will take the lead with 19 laps to go in the Auto Club 400. Our fastest lap in the race is a 39.486, and that's our fastest lap ever in the Cup Series here. It's just crazy. All the way down to the apron. Again through 3 and 4. Fuel is fine. Tires are fine all the way to the finish at this point. And now that we're in the lead and have the clean air this late into a green flag run, about 9 to 10 laps. There will be no signs that we will lose the lead unless we get cautions at this point. Cautions and then just more wild and crazy restarts like we have seen today. And that is what Fontana is known for, and that's also what this 2018 rules package is known for. But by far, we had the best car in this one. It's ours to lose at this point now. 17 to go. Sweating continues, but it's almost done. We've got 16 laps to go, and I'll be probably done sweating for the rest of the day. Probably the most demanding doubleheader I think I've ever had. We've done a good job. $15 laps to go. Almost a 6-second lead on Kurt Busch. Keselowski still in second and actually kind of fading back from him a little more lap after lap. Kyle Busch about a second behind Keselowski. Busch is in fourth. Hamlin about 16 seconds off the lead in fifth. Again, remember he had he had gotten the free pass under that last caution, so he's probably going to need another yellow to get back into it as well anyway, as will the rest of these drivers on the lead lap. But those are the only 5 drivers on the lead lap, and nobody's 1 lap down. Everybody from 6th on back is actually 2 laps down, with Chase Elliott being in 6th. Now we've got 14 laps to go. Definitely a sloppy start to the race for us, but we have definitely picked up the pace here. We're about to catch dirty air again, so we're going to catch lap traffic starting next lap. So out of the first 5 races of the year, this one was probably the least eventful, at least to this point. But we did have our good moments, as you usually do in every other race. That might not be to everybody's standards. can usually find good moments throughout the course of the race, and this one has definitely been the restarts.
Clear high, buddy.
It's 12 laps to go now. Big draft down the back straightaway, driving it in deep through 3 and 4 to the apron, taking it 3 wide. If Joy would have been able to get to the outside of those guys sooner, we would have been 4 wide for a second. But 3 wide's good enough for me. We've seen 4 wide a couple times in this race sporadically, and it was tight every time. 11 laps to go now, though. They're just trying to get to the end. We get to the white flag, that will signify that the next flag will end the race, whether that would be the yellow or the checker. Ten to go. So now if a caution is to really come out this late in the race and everybody decides to pit, or even just that one driver decides to pit, I'm going to have to pit too, and I will still be nervous whether or not I'll be able to hold on and win the race. It takes me 5 to 10 laps before I can take the lead. And if the caution came out right now, we'd be restarting with 6 to go, so a little bit on the border there. I feel comfortable if everybody stays out of the pits, but just have to see. I don't think we can risk it though. I think I just got to pit even if everybody stays out. Oh, there we go. Car blowing up coming out of turn number 2. Caution with 9 laps to go. Our 8th caution of the race. Wow. Byron will get the free pass, but he'll still be a lap down. Can't tell who that was. It looks like Stenhouse, but I could be wrong. Another tire failure, though, in this one. Yeah, it was Stenhouse. He might join Boyer, Bowman, Tipt, and Reagan as far as drivers to DNF in this race. We're going to pit. 4 fresh Goodyear tires coming on the race car, and we will have 6 laps to go and we go green. Will we make it to the end, or will we have restart after restart? We'll see. Late race restart coming your way, but we've got the 4 fresh Goodyears. I've got the faith that we can get around these guys pretty quickly at that. And the green flag will be back in the air once again. Quickly down to the bottom of the track. Gonna look to probably take it 3 wide into turn 1. Kyle Busch got a good restart as well. We're going to get to his inside. Will Kurt Busch try to block on the bottom? Yes, he will. He saw us coming. Thread in the middle. Almost went 4 wide for the lead there. And Blaney going to shoot to the top. Ryan Blaney side by side with Kurt Busch. Blaney to the lead here down the backstretch. Heck of a restart out ahead of the field. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Too much to overmatch compared to the rest of the drivers. 5 laps to go at the line, and we're back in the lead again. Now we just got to stay green to the finish again this time and hope that we don't get our 9th caution of the race. We are not going to catch lap traffic again before the end of this. This track is way too long, 2 miles in length, about 9 miles from the finish. Kurt Busch up to second. He's just passed Kyle Busch for position now, and 4 laps to go. 8 miles to the finish of the race. And if a caution comes out again, we go to overtime. It's the third of the first 5 races in which a caution has come out in the last 10 laps of the race. But it looks like we're going to be able to hold on, taking the 4 fresh tires while everybody else stayed out. It was worth pitting from the lead to do it when there was only 5 cars on the lead lap. It's our race to lose now. Just hoping we stay green. 3 to go at the line, 6 miles to go. Keselowski now up to third. Hoping he can get to second so we can have Penske a 1-2 finish. Kyle Busch, Keselowski battling. Denny Hamlin's just past Kyle Busch now. Hamlin's up to 4th, seemingly out of nowhere. Kurt Busch slipping through 3 and 4 now. Keselowski closes in on him again. A 6.5 second lead at the line. 2 to go here for Ryan Blaney at Fontana. Mile away from getting to the white flag. We are so close. Way down to the apron, driving it in deep through turns 3 and 4, trying to get it to stick. At the line this time, the white flag is going to be in the air. 1 lap to go in the Auto Club 400 for Ryan Blaney. Looking to start the season 5-0. This, the most dominating race yet for the 12 team. And now only 1 more corner to go, and whether we get a caution or not, we're going to win this race in regulation. Turns 3 and 4 now for the final time. Keselowski is just past Kurt Busch down the back straightaway, going into 3 for second. The checker flag is going to be in the air, and Ryan Blaney is going to win the Auto Club 400. There we go. Victory celebration time. Did I get any lucky like the last race? Yes, I did. Got the win here in this one. We did have a late race caution, so in fact we were almost unlucky. Oh wow, we already blew the engine. We'll drive it to victory lane because victory lane's on the front stretch here. If we can. I don't know. This engine's toast. Can't even get up the banking. Gotta go in reverse. We'll back it into victory lane. But yeah, there was a late race caution with 9 to go. Kind of shake things up a little bit. We quickly got to the lead, coming to the line with 5 laps left. There we go. That's a beautiful picture. Blown the engine. Yep, just blew the engine. No, tires, we were good. We were actually conserving our tires pretty well for a track that tire wear is a huge factor in this one. It was for the leaders. I noticed the leaders throughout the course of the race would actually pit before the end of the pit window. I actually was able to run the entire pit window at one point in time on a green flag run. It was the only green flag stop I had to make. One of 2 green flag stops I had to make the entire race. 8 cautions in total, though. We by far led the most laps, had the most dominant car. It was just a matter of how the cautions were going to play out, and we had to fight for it on the restarts. We had 3 of them in the 3rd stage, but nevertheless, we got the win. 2 hours, 5 minutes total time for this race. 1-2 finish for Penske. Tyler Reddick, the rookie, finishing 8th. Seemingly out of nowhere in this race. He is the top underdog finisher for the most part in this one. So we're going to start 5-0. In the Cup Series here, we got a really big lead on Kyle Busch and Keselowski for that matter. And we'll just roll on to the next race. We got Mid-Ohio coming up tomorrow night for the Xfinity Series. That should be a fun one. More on the start time when I release my scheduled videos for the week, either later tonight or tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Thanks for everybody that watched and gave me support throughout the course of the race and in the future. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the race commentary, the video, etc. Hit the subscribe button down below if you enjoy NASCAR video gaming. In general, we have daily content on the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.